Good evening, folks, and welcome back to another episode of the Jake Break. Trent and I back to you live here again on a Sunday night. We're back to the old schedule back in the days here. But yeah, nevertheless, we're going to bring an action-packed episode to each and every one of you. But first, before we get started here, I just got to give a quick shout-out to everyone that's tuned in through 2025 here. This is after the start of 2026, brand new year. So I hope you had a safe and happy New Year celebration, and welcome to 2026. If this is your first time listening to the show, be sure to hit that follow, subscribe button, leave a like, comment on each and every episode we release here. That way we can make sure we get better as we keep rolling along, and we're giving you the content and the show that you want to hear. So without any further ado, welcome to episode 31 of the Jake Break. Trent, how we doing tonight?
Oh, we're cooking, man. It's been a busy holiday season. It's one of those things where she goes back to work tomorrow, and I'm home with the kiddo yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like the past 2 weeks have just flown by. So it's time to get back into the swing of things, and I know the next morning I have to wake up to go to work. It's going to be brutal.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I think I'm going in. I don't know if I'm going in Tuesday, definitely Wednesday. But when that 4:45 alarm hits, I'm going to be like, oh. Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to take care of a young one right now, but 4:45 sounds pretty brutal to me. And I could probably go to sleep just about any time I need to or want to right now. So I don't envy you.
Yeah, and I'm last night I was beat. I did drywall all day yesterday, and for those of you who have never done drywall, it sucks. There's no other way around it. It just sucks. And I was doing a lot of ceiling work, so having your hand up to the ceiling on a step ladder and you're looking up, by the end of the day, your shoulders and neck and back are just killing you.
Oh yes.
So I did that all day yesterday, and then I was like, I'm gonna sleep like a rock. I slept like garbage last night.
Really? You'd think after you do something like that intense, you're out for the count.
I was tossing and turning and just it didn't help. He was kind of upset at the beginning of the night, so he kept waking up early on. I woke up at 10:30 when he woke up screaming, and I thought it was 6 a.m. It was one of those nights that you roll over and you expect to see a time on the clock, and it's only been an hour.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, I was just tossing and turning, and I had, when you sand drywall, it just makes a mess.
Mm-hmm.
You even have a respirator on, you're still breathing it in, so it feels like you have flour in your throat, just not a good time. So I'm still, might sound a little raspy because I have drywall stuck in my trachea. But,
golly, that's no good.
Yeah, but, we're keeping on.
Well, that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. And I will tell you here, Trent, the fine folks at 4Wellness can give you a wonderful product to get you re-energized or reboosted tomorrow morning if you need it. And for folks that don't use 4Wellness, you're missing out. For people like me that can't drink regular coffee without feeling sweaty, shaky, jittery, and all the above, they create a product called The Good Stuff that smooths things out. On 4Wellness, they also have a whole bunch of other good stuff, for recovery, for hydration, you name it. They got some good stuff there. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go on 4wellness.com, use promo code JACOB, JACOB 80005. That's 8 3 zeros and a 5 to get $30 off your first order if you haven't used it yet. So Trent, if you need a little extra boost in the morning, The Good Stuff and their wonderful coffee products might be the ticket for you.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to have to happen, especially if I sleep like I did last night again tonight. Tomorrow's going to be rough.
Yeah, no doubt. Man, well, I don't know. It's that time of year where it's just crazy busy and stuff. So I don't know. This week I'm kind of looking forward to getting back into a regular routine. I think this will be the first week in a couple weeks where I'm working a full week, where there isn't a holiday thrown into the mix or anything like that. So it'll be good to kind of get rolling into the new year here on a routine. But talking about routines, none of the games over the weekend here, whether it was college, NFL, hockey, you name it, were routine by any means. They all brought their own excitement, fireworks, and everything in between. I guess first, Trent, I think we got to talk about what happened earlier in the week with the college football playoff. Had some exciting matchups. People were complaining the week before about Tulane not SMU. Tulane being in and just blowouts the first week.
Yeah.
JMU, not SMU. JMU.
Yeah.
Yeah, and being in the first week, just blowouts. And then we have some blowouts here this round as well. I don't know, just kind of chaos. I wasn't expecting a lot of them, and I think we just need to chat about that a couple minutes because, I don't know, it surprised me, which I'm sure it probably surprised you a little bit too.
Yeah, man, it's one of those things where anything can happen in college football. But I think first and foremost, I have to talk about Ohio State losing because nothing makes me happier than seeing them just get absolutely rolled, manhandled. They got spanked.
Yeah, and it was by a team, I'll be honest with you, I was surprised. I knew Miami was good, but like we discussed, we weren't sure what Miami team was going to show up, and it was the right one.
And for those of you that, when I say spanked and you look at the score and you're like, oh, they only lost by 10 points. I understand it's by only by 10 points, but if you actually watch that game, just complete domination. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Ohio State was flustered. They didn't look like, without Hartline, Day was throwing play calls out there. I don't know if that was part of it or what it was, but like Sayin didn't look great. I mean, Jeremiah Smith and Tate made some, big catches, but other than that, the thing that stuck out to me most was the physicality of Miami's defense.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just manhandling the line. I think there was a guy, I don't know if you remember, Jake, we posted TikTok, one of the Rage Bait ones, and someone commented about that Bain guy from Miami.
Remember? I gotta look this up here now. Now I'm curious. Dig through the archives.
Someone commented on one of our early TikToks about football. I don't know if I was talking about Dennis Sutton from Penn State, being one of the best defensive ends in college football right now, and the guy said about this Bain guy from Miami, and we both were like, who the heck is that guy? We don't know who that is. Well, I'm sorry, that guy knows ball because that dude is an animal. He finds a way to get to the quarterback, and if he doesn't get a sack, he finds a way to rush him and make him make a bad decision. So there were several times that, like, there at the end of the game, Sayin could have rushed for 5 yards for a first down and instead just heaved it into the stands. So the pressure from Miami was insane.
Yeah, so I just found that comment here. It's one of our longtime listeners and fans of the show. They sent us a message here. And it was the time when you had mentioned that Sutton was possibly the best edge rusher in college football. This was early on in the season, like we're talking, middle of September. And he says, my man Ruben Bain from Miami is a beast. And after what we saw against Ohio State, now I'll be honest with you, I did not watch a ton of Miami football this year other than a couple, handfuls of games. He was a beast. That whole team was full of beasts. I mean, they were unreal to watch.
Yeah, and so that game, again, if I would have was a betting man, I probably would have said Ohio State was going to win.
Yeah. They always seem to turn it on playoffs.
Yeah. But they just lost, and it makes me, it's just the sweetest thing that can happen. The best way to start off a new year. I know that was New Year's Eve, the 31st they played. But still, just a fantastic night.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had Alabama, Indiana. What were your thoughts about that one?
Honestly, I knew, we'll just say this. Indiana won. Everyone, at least in my boat, expected it.
Yeah.
I have family members that are huge Alabama fans, and I think they even knew going into Indiana, playing Indiana, was going to be a tough test. But I don't think they realized how much of a, absolute demolishing impact that was going to be. I mean, Indiana, I looked this up. I saw somewhere like their total rank as far as their, classes or, oh my gosh, the roster. It was like in the top 70. They're not even in the top 10 roster, nothing. I think it was like 72nd, and Alabama's was like 4th or something like that. I mean, and they've just been dominating teams all year long and winning good games.
And for Alabama to only put up 3 points, that, when people say Indiana, most people think Mendoza and the offense. Indiana's defense is the real deal when it comes
no doubt.
saying, defense always wins championships. So if, Indiana's defense can play like that, they're going to be very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think Alabama's offense struggled at times this year, especially the second half of the season. They just couldn't get the run game going most of the year, which really impacts you. I mean, and you're just setting yourself up to be one-dimensional at that point in time. And, Indiana's too good to be able to be beaten one-dimensionally. You have to have something to get a run game going of some kind. And, I don't know. Indiana is the team to beat, I think, right now at this point in time. And I could have told you that a month ago.
But, before we talk about, I think, the best game of the week, we'll talk about Oregon, Texas Tech. Texas Tech, I don't know what happened. Because coming into it, I thought they had a lot of steam and that they were going to make a ruckus in the playoff bracket.
Right.
Dude, they didn't put a point on the board against Oregon.
Nothing. And the bad part was their defense actually played decent. I mean, their defense was solid.
And it's not like Oregon's defense went hog wild and crazy either.
Yeah.
It's just they couldn't move the ball. Mm-mm. And there was a lot of dumb mistakes and just they didn't look like they were on the same page. So I'm not a huge Oregon and Dan Lanning fan, but I really don't think that they're going to come in and beat Indiana. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening either. I know the big thing in college football this year, the big talking point is, it's tough to beat a team twice in the same season, right? I mean, we saw that with the next game we'll probably talk about with Ole Miss and Georgia. It's tough to beat a team twice. But I think being Big Ten opponents with Oregon and Indiana, I think that Indiana does it again. I just didn't see anything, a bending point in Indiana's offense or defense really, or in all three phases, throwing special teams there. I didn't see a point in Indiana's game all season long, especially this last month, that's going to bend enough that Oregon can exploit it. I mean, Oregon has explosive firepower on offense. They have a solid defense, but I just don't see a world where Oregon can contain Indiana in any facet of the game.
I will tell you, the only way Oregon wins this game is if Indiana can't control the quarterback run.
That's just a... Mm-hmm.
When Oregon is the most explosive, it's when their quarterback can run for 200 yards a game.
Yep.
Because they have very talented wide receivers, tight ends. The secondaries and linebackers are worried about routes. You almost have to keep a spy. It is what it is because Oregon will burn you. That's how they burned us with the quarterback's legs. So I'm saying it now. If Oregon wins the game, it's going to be because the quarterback rushed for more than 125 yards.
Yeah, and Dante Moore has proven that he can do that, like you said, against Penn State. Indiana's defense is very much, I would say, bend, don't break. They don't give up the big play. They just don't. But I think that there's potential, like you said there. If Dante Moore gets the wheels going and goes off the rails, I mean, it opens things up. I think that's the only way that Indiana's going to bend.
And I'll say I think Cincinnati's that great of a coach that if they get burnt once or twice from the quarterback run, there's going to be an adjustment, and it's not going to happen again.
Yeah.
Whereas when they played Penn State, we just let them run for 200 yards on us, and we didn't make an adjustment.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you there will be an adjustment made somehow, some way to eliminate that. But I'm telling you, that's I think the only way that it's going to happen because Indiana is so good in every phase.
Mm-hmm. Oh, without a doubt. But I don't know. I'm curious what you think of this last game here, Georgia, Ole Miss. Like we mentioned earlier, it's hard to beat a team twice, especially in a conference like the SEC or Big Ten. We saw it happen. We saw it didn't happen again between that game. I'll be honest with you, Trent. At halftime or shortly after halftime, I turned that game off and went to bed. I was pretty tired. I didn't think there was going to be a world where Georgia lost that game, and boy, did I miss out on a good ending to a game.
That's how I also missed it because I went to bed because I saw the score. I think it was beginning of the third quarter. I went to bed, and I woke up and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" But Ole Miss has a lot to prove, right? Especially they have a chip on their shoulder after Kiffin leaves.
Right.
Two very, very talented games, and I would have said that would have been the best game for that round of playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not mad either way because both teams, I think, I don't think one team is significantly better than the other. I thought they were two very equally, talented teams that both can make a run for the chip.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, yeah, the roster's there, the coaching staff is there. I think whether you like him or not, I think Lane Kiffin is, probably a top tier coach in college football and has been for a little bit now. So I think what he's established there. There's definitely some nuances there that isn't going to be there since he's not there. But I think he's built something there that's could do some damage here in the crunch time. But looking at what's left over here now, we're down to the final few teams here. Who's your pick? Who are you thinking is going to take it all? Any surprises you're thinking you're going to see?
I think it's going to be Ole Miss and Indiana.
Okay.
And I think Indiana's going to win it. And I think Indiana's going to win it like 27-24.
Really? Think it's going to be that close of a game?
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to come to a last-minute field goal. And I could be completely wrong, but I just think that, like you said, on paper, the talent of Indiana, not the greatest. The high that they've been riding, watching Mendoza speak is just, I laugh every time because of how tight-knit the team is and everything else. But, they are a, gritty team that I think they're not going to come this far and fold. I think the best has yet to come for them, and I think they're gonna show it. But that's just mine. What's your outlook?
Yeah, boy, I think looking at the top of the bracket here, I think Indiana wins the Oregon game. I think we're going to see something that we haven't seen so far, beat a team for a second time. I truly think Indiana's going to beat Oregon. Signetti is one of the better in-game coaches. I think he's really good at making adjustments, but I think ultimately he just has his guys prepared. I mean, he is, like he said, Google him. He wins. He's got a culture of winning and always has. The bottom of the bracket, though, with the Fiesta Bowl, that's where I'm not 100% sure, Trent. With what I saw from Miami in the previous round against Ohio State, I'm just not sure what Miami team to expect. I think if their defense... So I'll say this. I think the defense will win that game against Ole Miss. Carson Beck, I enjoyed watching him at Georgia, but I don't think you leave that game in Carson Beck's hands to win that game. I think if Miami's going to win it, it's going to be on the defense and just a sustainable offense to limp them through. So I don't know. I don't know who to pick in that game. My gut is telling me Ole Miss, like you said earlier, with that chip on their shoulder that they're playing with. I think it's going to be an Ole Miss, Indiana as well, and ultimately Indiana going to win it.
Yeah, and like you said, I think I'll preface this. I mean, it's such a cliche thing to say, but if Miami comes with their best stuff, I think they have a very good chance at beating Ole Miss and Indiana both. But they have been such a spotty team this year, and you can only rely on your defense so much. At the end of the game, they were taking out their 2-star defensive players because they were gassed. A defense can only do so much with time of possession. They only have so much gas in the tank for a game. So they can, get to halftime, maybe through the third quarter, and then they're starting to gas, and then that's when I think Ole Miss is going to take over. But like you said, I wouldn't trust Carson Beck with the ball in his hands. And Tony, he has butterfingers. I mean, great player. but he's been known to fumble the football. I just don't think you want Miami's offense on the field for a final drive to win that game.
Yeah. Yeah. And if people think we're wrong, we want to hear about it because I'm not a huge Hurricanes fan, but they sure have been fun to watch these last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know, but there's all sorts of chaos going on in college football right now. What was the stat you had told me right before we got on air about the transfer portal?
So I think it's like 31% of all NCAA football players are in the transfer portal right now.
Jeez, that is
And
wild.
to me, that is a screaming red flag to NCAA. That is an astounding number. There is no longer loyalty. There is no longer, I want to play for this school. There's no longer, I want to graduate from this school. All they're chasing is money, right? And they could go care less if they're playing for, I don't know, Kent State. If they're getting $1.5 million, they don't care, right?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of these a lot of players that are transferring are players that am I going to get drafted? Probably not. If I do, I'm going to be on the practice squad for 3, 4, 5 years, get bounced around, and then get cut and never play again. So if I was them, I'd be getting the bag right now too.
Yeah,
I don't
you can't
fault
fault
them with the current state of the NCAA and the transfer portal, but I'm calling it within the next 5 years there's going to be a change. You either get 1 or 2 punched cards, right? Once that is punched, you're toast. You're done, right?
Yeah.
No more of this flip here. There's a lot of players in the past 3, 4 years. They're going to play at 3 or 4 different schools.
Yeah.
With their eligibility. Or they're going to flip-flop. Like one of the Penn State players, I think King Mack, he was Penn State, went to Alabama, came back to Penn State, and now he's leaving again.
Yeah.
So it's where the money is. I don't know if I want to say it's bad for college football, but I kind of think it is. It spreads out skill, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I just don't think, you can grow a team in 4 years to be very, very competitive. But when you're going through the highest turnover rates teams have ever seen, trying to build a roster is difficult because every single year it's going to be different.
Yeah, I mean, you're not having teams hardly anymore like we saw with the early 2000s or 2010s in Alabama. I mean, where you have 3 NFL caliber quarterbacks or running backs in the room at one time. I mean, you're just not seeing that anymore.
Yeah, well, now you're seeing one possible NFL quarterback, and then your second string is someone who has never seen the surface in a college game before. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Because if you're an NFL caliber quarterback, you're going to be getting paid somewhere, somehow, some way. But like I said, do I blame them? No, but I think there has to be change.
Yeah. And like you said, I think within the next 5 years, something's going to change with that. What it is, I'm not sure. I don't have a good pulse on that. But I don't know. It's interesting to hear some of these coaches. And this is my hot take for the week. This is what I'm saying. There is word on the street that supposedly there's a coach that's going to retire this year, somebody that's not expected. This is just my opinion. I could be way off on this. But I think that after this season, we are going to see Dabo Swinney retire from Clemson. I think ever since the NIL has been put in place, Clemson has not been on the national page like it had been in years past with like the Trevor Lawrence teams, the Deshaun Watson teams, and I don't think they will be. For some reason, I don't think that team or that staff is up to speed or up to the levels of some teams. So that is my bold prediction. I've heard this from a couple different sources that there's going to be a prominent name being retired from this year, and I'm putting my my chips in on Dabo Swinney's going to retire after this year.
And I agree with that. I don't know how much it's going to be a personal decision. I think it might also be a push from Clemson to get him out. But I will say this. If he does end up cutting ties with Clemson, I think he will coach somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Because the one interview he had earlier this season after they started their losing streak, he was like, yeah, I saw them standing at the back there after this game, and I thought they were going to cut me right then and there. And they said, well, do you think that's going to happen? He said, well, if they do, I'll just go win somewhere else. That's what he said. I'm like, okay. Like, Right now, it's not looking so hot, but that's the thing
No.
about NIL. You have to be. That's why I've seen so many coaches in various sports retire because it's so different than what it used to be, and they're
Yep.
not they're not willing to put the effort forward to learn this new realm of things to get players to come play at your school. Because before we have these facilities, we have these coaches, we have these academics, we're proven. Look how many people have gone to the NFL draft, whatever. Now all they want to hear is how much money am I going to get.
Right.
They could care less if they have jacuzzis and cryotherapy machines in their facility. They don't care. They want to know how much money they're going to make that year playing football.
Exactly.
So,
Which, like we said, don't blame them. I mean, hey, if you'd be writing me a check for $1 million and I'm just going to go out there and be on special teams on the return unit, count me in, dude.
I would go play for a state penitentiary. If they had a college football team, I would go play for a state penitentiary to get $1.5 million, and I'd live on campus, if you know what I'm saying. I would eat dorm food. I would 1.5 mil, dude. I would play quarterback with no offensive line and no pads. Hit me
Hey.
all day, every day for 1.5 mil. Just
I
saying.
got one more year of eligibility left. Maybe I should go back. Maybe I should go back and see what I can bring in.
I can see you being a tight end, man. I can see you being the next Mike Gesicki.
So, in another world, in another life, I would have loved to give in football a run.
Oh,
I don't
me
know
too,
if I'm
dude.
tough enough, but I feel like I got the stuff that they're looking for. You know, I got long reach. I'm 6'4", 6'5". You know, I'd have to fill out the frame a little bit, but I like to keep lean for, the prime golf physique, to keep limber and loose. But I feel like if I would have to turn things back, I feel like I could go out there on the gridiron. Either be that high point receiver that you want in the back of the end zone, tight end, something. I like that idea.
Jake, if I could go back, I would play wide receiver or cornerback, and I would be like a Cam Scatterbo. Like, you don't understand. I'm going to, if there is a way to run around a guy or through a guy, I'm picking through the guy, and I'm
Yeah.
not going to feel it. I promise you. I get in this mindset, I will run through a piece of drywall head first and not feel it. Will I feel it the next day? Probably, but trust me. But
Dude,
back
we could
growing
have
up-
ran it. We could have ran it back and been the Jackson Dart Cam Scatterbo 2.0.
That's right.
Or actually, no, we probably would have been 1.0. We're older than them, right?
Yeah, which is crazy to think about because every time I watch college football, this guy's like 6'7", 375, freshman. I'm like, what do you mean, freshman? You're 18, 19 years old? You could swallow me whole. Or guys that just look like they've been in the gym for 25 years, just pumping iron all day, every day, and they're 18 years old. It's absolutely incredible.
I never thought I'd see the day wherever I get to the point where I finally relate to like my family now that they say this when I'm sitting there watching a college or like a pro game and I'm like, man, I'm actually a lot older than that person, which we're not that old.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got like Ryan Williams out there for Alabama who's what, 18, 19 or something. I'm like, oh my gosh.
There are guys that have retired from the NFL that are our age.
And it's crazy.
Think about that. Like, there are guys our age that are retired. They play 3-4 years in the league and they're like, yep, that's good. I'm good with that. I'm set for life. But,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Oh man, always good stuff. But I don't know. Beyond college football, this weekend, obviously the last week of the regular season for the NFL, some wild stuff going on. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different scenarios of how people could get in. It's always tough to like follow all that stuff, know what's going on. I think an incredible app or website would be like a live tracker of that. Like, have your favorite team, here's how they can get in, and then just track that. That could be how we could retire, Trent.
But let's get on it. I'm no app software engineer, but I'll start watching some YouTube videos.
We'll do it. But I'm just so glad, dude, that it's the last week. This year in the NFL has been fun to watch for all the other teams but my team. I am so sick and tired of the way the Dallas Cowboys have played this year. I was so happy to see them lose today. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It improves the draft stock. It is what it is. The defense, I mean, Dak put up a potential MVP type caliber season, one of his best years, 2,000-yard receivers and a 1,000-yard rusher, and our defense can't hold water in a Tupperware bowl if it was pouring raining outside. I mean, it's just they are so bad. I don't know what happens.
And honestly, Jake, I think it's better off the way the Cowboys season was than to have the Cowboys season be like either the Bucks or the Colts. Because I think you would be even more frustrated with either of those situations, especially the Colts. You start off red hot and you are, if not the Super Bowl favorite, one of the top 3 Super Bowl favorites. Then all of a sudden, you just go down the drain. Same thing. Bucks were eliminated this week. Colts were eliminated last week. Both of those teams start off red hot and then go downhill pretty fast, pretty quick.
Yeah.
But then tonight we got Steelers-Ravens. Whoever wins is in. Whoever loses is out. And with that rivalry, there's going to be some scrums. I know it's going to happen. But Jake,
I'm fired up for that game a lot.
I need you to tell the people. Last night, you messaged me, and you said, big game tonight, Seahawks 49ers. What's your take? Who you got? What did I tell you?
Yeah, and I might even have this saved. I don't think I do, but legit, you said that. Now, remind me again how it was. It was the Seahawks defense is going to come to play. The only way that the 49ers are going to win is if Brock Purdy goes off, but the defense from Seattle in the second half is going to shut him down. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. They shut them down all game, but the second half they put the clamps on them. And this guy knows ball. What can I say?
I'm telling you, you asked me, and I think my first message was that I think Purdy's going to have an off game, and the Seahawks is going to bring the heat, and
That's
I have
right.
the Seahawks winning. And when I woke up, because I didn't stay up to watch it, so when I woke up this morning and saw the score, the first message I sent to Jake this morning was, I know ball.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
But, yeah, and sorry for you listeners who are not football fanatics like we are, but I promise we're right there to the end of football season, so you won't have to hear us yap about it.
But you know what's coming around the corner, Trent?
Yes, I know.
Golf season, baby.
Yes, sir.
TGL is back, and we will dedicate some time to that because the first week is officially in the books. But I'm fired up.
The only football talk after the Super Bowl you're going to hear us talk about in the next coming weeks is transfer portal and big names transferring. Because right now we got a lot of big names making visits to schools to see the facilities and the staff and everything, which essentially all they're wanting to hear is how much money they're going to be paid. But we'll be sure to, talk about any big moves in the coming weeks.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, we're getting done just in time this week to watch the Steelers-Ravens game because I think that it's going to be an incredible nightcap. I don't know if you'll stay up all night for it, but I probably will because I am just that fired up to watch them. I'm rooting for the Steelers.
Yeah.
I'm a Cowboys fan, but I will cheer for all Pittsburgh teams as well, and I'm fired up for them. I think it's a whole different ball game. If DK Metcalf played last week, I don't even think we're in this situation.
Yeah.
Or if Calvin Austin plays last week, I don't think we're in this situation. But the script writers for the NFL did a tremendous job to cap it off with this tonight. So,
Yeah, and I can't stand the Ravens. The fan base, I just can't do it, man. I do not want them to win this game. You know what? I hope they go up 45-0 at half, and then just lose in the dramatic last-second 70-yard field goal by Boswell. Like, I just hope they just get their dreams crushed at the last absolute second. Now watch, that's what happens. Imagine.
you know ball. We already established this. You know ball. You know football.
If Rodgers can come out and not look like a geriatric nursing home attendant I think they're going to win the game, but there's been a couple games this year that he has just looked so incredibly slow and immobile, and I don't even know what else to say about it.
He looks
But-
like that dad out there on the beach throwing frisbee with his kid and just kind of wailing it around. I mean,
Yeah,
with no
kind-
thoughts
like-
or anything.
Like Philip Rivers-esque, if you will, but a little bit more frail and dainty.
yeah.
But if he comes, and the thing about Aaron Rodgers is he has so much postseason experience
Right.
that I think that's going to carry them tonight. So fingers crossed, Pittsburgh, takes it home.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So without further ado, let's jump into our two favorite segments of the show here, Trent. The gas and brake segment. I'm fired up for mine, so I'll lead the charge for this week. I'm going gas on something here that I got for Christmas. Something I've used a little bit in the past, but not to this full extent. And this is by no means an advertisement. If they would like to advertise, we would be more than happy to share more about them. But I am all gas on like the Harry's hygiene products. So I've used like the body wash and the deodorant in the past. I've been a fan of it. I just like the smell, and I think it's like clean stuff from what I understand. Like not a whole lot of crazy stuff I can't pronounce in it. But the one other thing I tried here for the first time, so I got one of the Harry's razors for Christmas. I gave it a try for the first time today, and I don't know if you can really tell on the camera, but it shaved me down pretty clean. The one thing I had to get used to though is it's got like one of those things, or like the cartridges in it has like 17 blades in it. So like it's like this wide, and it cuts it really clean and smooth. But I'm like scared to like sneeze or anything that I'm just gonna like rip my whole face off. But I didn't nick myself, didn't cut myself, nothing. I mean, it's wild, and then it has like one of those precision things on the back. You can like get underneath the nose a little bit good too and stuff. So I'm going all gas on like the Harry's hygiene products. Probably like more specifically the razor, because it's the first time user for me. But I am a little nervous. I've only used like the 2-blade cheap jobbies for a long time. So this is a whole new stepping stone for me.
Jake, before you know it, you're going to be having a full-blown beard now.
So those Snapchat filters, I've been messing around with them again. I forgot how fun they are, and I think I could pull off like a good, like, Tom Selleck type stash or something like that if I could grow it in.
Yeah. Maybe you just need to get on some supplements, and before you know it, you're just going to be... you're going to look like Top Gun Maverick here in a minute. But to go off that, I have to go breaks this week, Jake.
Okay.
I don't want to start this. You know what? Yeah, we'll just go. Undecorating the Christmas tree sucks. It's terrible. So I'm pumping the brakes on undecorating a live Christmas tree. Because, you have it, you get it 3-4 weeks before Christmas. I'm watering it every couple days. It's just drinking. I don't know how it's drinking that much, but it's drinking like a gallon a day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the needles to fall off. I don't want them everywhere. The dog tries to eat them. Just a mess. So what we undecorated today, and you start taking ornaments off. Needles are falling off. You start taking the strands of the light off. Needles are falling everywhere. And then you got to take the thing off the dang spike out of the watering dish. Well, that dang near impossible. You get it off, hits the ceiling fan. I'm trying to carry out the door. It's so wide because you bring it in the house bundled up. You carry it out. You hit the door because it's too wide to fit out the door. And my living room was painted green with needles. And we got a Fraser fir. Like, it's a good tree.
Mm-hmm.
Just needles everywhere. The dog's trying to lap them up. I'm like, just terrible. But again, I love live Christmas trees. It's just the undecorating part. Pumping the brakes. I can't. It's not my favorite cup of tea. The excitement when you're decorating the tree, you always look forward to it.
Yeah.
The undecorating part, man.
Well, then the worst part is whenever you carry it out and then you realize you have like an ornament or two like still hidden in the tree yet. Did you ever have that happen?
Well, Jake, I didn't look because when I got to my front porch, I chucked that thing. I didn't even give her a second look. That thing is sitting in my front flower bed, and I'm not taking a look into it because we don't have Christmas tree pickup. So I got to throw it in the bed of my truck and drive it somewhere and drop it off in a parking lot. So Next thing I'm taking a look at it is when it hits the ground in that parking lot, and if there's an ornament on it, they can have it. I don't. It's
Finders
yours.
keepers.
That's right. Unless I see like it's some sentimental one or anything, but no, not this year at least. But I know what you mean because I think I have caught it, especially like those real big beefy trees. You get a small ornament kind of tucked back in because you always try to put way too many ornaments on. Yep, that always does suck.
Dang. That's a good one there. I didn't think of that one, but that's a good point. We just took ours out today as well, and yeah, you're right. There was just a mountain of needles everywhere after you. It's like the Nature Valley bars, right?
Yep.
When you open those up and you try and munch one down, it's just a whole lap full of crumbs.
Yeah, you feel like you ate the whole thing, but then you look down in your surroundings and you feel like there's a whole second bar just scattered.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good pick. Good pick there. But so we'll get right into the blind draft then. Obviously, so do you want to give a recap of what we did last week, Trent? What kind of shook out with that?
Yeah, so last week we did the cold weather foods and drinks, and the people voted, and I had 64% of the vote, and Jake had 36. So now I'm up to 14. Jake, you're at 11. We have 3 ties, and the special guests have 2. So we need to get you back on the winning streak, Jake. You were hot there. You were red hot there for a minute, and then we had special guests on, and then I think it killed your hot streak.
It really did. I got to lock in. I got to be better going into 2026 here if I'm going to gain some momentum and catch you. I don't know. Maybe we just need to throw some special guests in there in the mix here, which we're going to have one coming on here soon that we're excited about. So maybe we just need to break that up and get a guest in there and get me back
But Jake,
rolling.
every time we have a guest on, we lose. We both lose.
Hey, I will gladly give a win to the guests versus you anymore. I mean, we don't want you to run away with it now in 2026.
All right. I see how it is. But you want to tell the people what we're doing for this week?
Yeah, this week is a unique one. I don't even know how I came up with it. I don't know if it was because I was sentimental that it's the last week with George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I don't know what it was. But the idea this week is like iconic duos. So this is like outside of sports. You know, it could be like a TV show characters, cartoon characters, sports people, talk show hosts, whatever it may be. But we're not including food. It has to be like people or characters of some kind for this selection. So we're going with iconic duos for the blind draft.
Yep.
And I think that I flipped it last week, so I think it's your turn this week.
All right, what are you going for?
Heads, of course.
Flip a coin.
Tails.
Tails.
Oh my gosh.
Jake, this is such a tough one because this is such a wide range. We could go a lot of places with this one, but being the sport fanatic I am, I gotta go Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, number 1.
Okay. All right. I'm willing to give that one up. I mean, that's iconic. But I'm willing to give that one up for Shaq and Kobe.
Okay.
Because I'm a Lakers guy. I got to go Shaq and Kobe.
All right. I think that might... Where do I want to go from there? I think I got to go SpongeBob and Patrick.
Oh,
2.
son of a god. You suck, dude. That was like 1B for me.
Yeah. I knew I had to pull that one quick.
Dang, that sucks. That's a gut punch there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going deep into the bag here now. So, I feel like this might be a little bit of a throwback here, but I'm going to go with Tom and Jerry.
All right, that's a good one. I'm going to go... Oh, this is tough. I'm going to go Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
Just a classic Toy Story series that I'm sure we have all watched. So, Woody and Buzz.
So, I don't know if you know this, Trent, but I'm a huge Star Wars fanatic.
Yeah.
And there is a bunch of iconic duos in Star Wars. I'm only going to pick one of them for right now. And I am going to go with Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Okay. You can have that. That is yours. You could have that at 5.
It's such an iconic duo, though. I mean,
Oh, this is difficult.
there's another sports-related one that I feel like if you're a true football fan, if you pass this one up, it's bad.
I think I know what you're referring to, but I'm not going to take it. I'm thinking back to my childhood of, like, iconic, right?
Okay.
So I think I'm going to go... Let's go Mario and Luigi.
Man, that's such a good pick.
Back to Mario Kart. It's just a fantastic game. Super
I
Mario
haven't played
Bros.
that in a hot minute.
Yeah, it'll really take you back.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one. I'm gonna go Batman and Robin.
Alright, yep, that was going to be my 5. Let's see. There's so many. Let's go. Let's go Shrek and Donkey at number 5.
That's actually a good one. I did not think of that one.
Yeah, it's a low key heater. It's low key, but it's just a high quality comedic pick.
So I'm going back to the sports world for this one. Probably one of the most iconic baseball teams in the modern era. The most iconic duo for one of my favorite teams of the modern era. I am going to go with the 1-2 punch of Manny Ramirez hitting in the 3-hole, and then David Ortiz at number 4. Part of a absolute magical team for the Boston Red Sox. So I'm going Manny Ramirez and David Ortiz at 5.
That's a two solid lists there.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually kind of like this one. I don't think it's real top heavy. I think there's some, so we went a lot of different directions with this one.
So I'll go first. So I had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen at 1. Number 2 was SpongeBob and Patrick. Number 3 was Woody and Buzz Lightyear. 4 was Mario and Luigi, and 5 was Shrek and Donkey.
Love it. Good deal. And mine was Shaq and Kobe at number 1, Tom and Jerry at number 2, 3 Han Solo and Chewbacca, 4 Batman and Robin, and 5 Manny Ramirez and Big Papi, David Ortiz, for the iconic duos blind draft. Yeah, I don't know. I like both of those lists. If I was a voting man, I don't know how I would vote on this one other than, I'd obviously have to pick the Lakers and Red Sox, so I'd probably end up picking mine there.
I'm writing these down just so I have them. But yeah, I mean, it's two very... I don't know who's going to win this one. Because there's some lists that I'm like, oh, this person's probably going to take it. This one's very close.
Honestly, this would be one. Now, granted, I want to win to get back on the winning streak, but this is one I wouldn't be heartbroken if I ended up losing it, because you have definitely a respectable list. It's not top heavy. 1 through 5 is pretty solid. So we shall see. I don't know. But I don't know. Be sure to vote on that. Tuesday morning, it's going to come out again. I hope you all liked the new format. Trent put a lot of awesome work into that. With the team here to get this updated, get the new stuff rolling out here for 2026. So he did an incredible job with the new format there to make it a little bit more like eye candy there, a little appealing there for us. But yeah, otherwise, another exciting episode in the books, Trent. One thing for folks to check out this week is, if you listened to last week's episode, you'll notice that we talked about the whole buttered donuts bit there. We do have video evidence of us trying that. That's going to be coming to you live this week, so you can check it out. Because we had some folks reply to the video on TikTok saying, "Hey, you got to try it this way. This is a delicacy. You got to do it this way." So we're gonna share the videos of us actually trying it, so you can see our visual feedback. If you just listen to the show, you've got to check this out. Whether it's be on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, wherever you find like visual media, you've got to watch these videos because it's going to be hilarious.
Especially Jake trying them. Because you can't tell if he's going to throw up, like A, throw up, or B, spit it out, or I don't know what C would be, but it's great. I was dying. I don't know if you can hear my laughter in the video, but I was taking it, and I was dying so hard behind the camera because I was just watching him, and I thought for sure he was going to yak.
I borderline was. Like, I'm not going to lie to folks, like, you watch the video, take it for yourself there, but I was on the fringe. Trent.
Yeah, and I think it played into it because there was so much hype behind it. Like, I was, like, really looking forward to it. I think so were you, because we just expected it just to be this life-changing thing. And, like, it wasn't bad.
No, we're not saying we hated it. We're not.
Yeah, but, like, from Jake's facial expression, you're going to be like, he hated it. It's hilarious. So make sure you tune in for that.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, we have some special guests lined up here for 2026. We're excited to roll those out. We'll let you know when those people are coming to you live. But once again, we appreciate you joining the show this week and every week. If you don't follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts at, be sure to smash that follow, subscribe button, and make sure you like, comment on each and every episode. Let us know what we're doing different, that we should do differently. Tell us what you like about the show. Like I said, this is a rocket ship that's going to take us to the moon here in 2026. So we just want to make sure everyone's along for the ride. But without further ado, anything else to add to this week's episode, Trent, that you're feeling?
I don't think so, and it's one of those things. I think we're on the 31st episode already, which is just insane. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and you'll catch us here the following week.
Absolutely. This ends another edition of the Jake Break. We'll see you next week.